So during a stream a few days ago, I was asked where to get twist merch outside of Japan. I went over it in stream, and originally I was just gonna upload that as a video, but honestly the audio was bothering me, and y'all know I use filler words way too much if I don't have a script, so I'm just gonna redo it. I have a lot of twist merch. I've basically been buying stuff since they first started selling merch, like right after the game came out, and over the years I've accumulated a lot. But if you don't know where to look, it can be a little difficult. So, if you want official merch, here are some options I would personally recommend. I'm not affiliated with these stores in any way. I wish I didn't have to say that because I think it's extremely obvious that I'm not sponsored, because I'm way too small to even consider thinking about, taking sponsorships. But unfortunately, the internet is full of undisclosed ads, so I want to be transparent since loads of people aren't. Anyways, with that out of the way, here's where to get merch. Option 1, cons and California stuff. As most of you know, I live in California, so I have access to a lot of cons. Depending on your local con scene, you may be able to find merch from an exhibitor. I know Ebisu Collections and Animatopia have twist merch as of the posting of this video. Very important, as of the posting of this video. Ebisu, as far as I know, just does it at cons, but if you go to Animatopia's store in Irvine, they do have a twist section of their store. Again, as of me making this video, it is November 21st, 2024. I can't guarantee anything past this. But as of, today, I know that they have these things. This might not be the case in the future. I don't know. Option 2, Mandarake. Mandarake is where I've bought most of my merch. It's a secondhand shop, so everything here is used. I love Mandarake. Their prices are great, but shipping can get crazy. I would absolutely not buy an Nesso from them again because the shipping is insane. The Nessos themselves are cheap, which, good. But for my Riddle Nesso, the shipping was $60. He was like $10. But for other smaller things that don't need that big of a box, sign me up. The low prices are fantastic, but if you're looking for something specific, it's hit or miss because, again, everything here is used. So if they don't have it, you need to either keep checking the site every day or just look somewhere else. Also, like I said, shipping can get extremely expensive depending on the size of whatever you're buying. But still, I like Mandarake and I use them all the time. If you want doujins though, I'm gonna be real, while Mandarake has them, I feel like their selection is extremely limited. Not just in numbers, but in which ones are available. I do see a few, but I feel like it's always the same 5 or 6 doujins for sale. Compare that to the Love Life section of their site, where not only am I fighting for my life to find official Aqua merch and not have booba in my face, but the Love Life doujins seem to be super varied and there's a lot for sale. So I wouldn't really recommend Mandarake for twist doujins because while the prices are great, there's just not a lot. Also, I know doujins aren't official merch, but a lot of people on stream were talking about them, and this is my video, so I'm throwing it in here because, maybe you guys are interested in that, I don't know. I'm not really a doujin girly, but I don't know, maybe you guys are. Option 3, Surugaya. This is a more recent discovery for me, but I really like them. They're secondhand as well. I'd say their prices are pretty good for the most part. Some things are a little pricier than I'd like, but it's not crazy. They also do free shipping every so often, which is great. So I would recommend them for getting Nessos since free shipping. But yeah, so far I'd say the only downside is that I think they cost a little more than Mandarake, but it's honestly not that bad. Option 4, AmiAmi. I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever used AmiAmi for twist merch. Back in the day, this was where I bought all my Love Live Nessos. I know they have twist merch though. It's a mix of pre-orders and newer stuff, so it's not secondhand. I like AmiAmi, but their payment system is a bit of a double-edged sword. You place the order and don't pay immediately, so you gotta make sure to stash that merch money to the side. There have been a few times when I placed an order when I had extra money, but then by the time the invoice came, I basically didn't eat for a week. That's a me issue though, but if you're like me and you forget, the system can be a little oof. That being said, they were my go-to for Love Life Nessos, and if I didn't have other options, I'd probably still be using them a lot more. As far as I know, I don't think they have the twist Nessos, but frankly, I just don't know. Option 5, Proxies. Another option is using a proxy service. Basically, you send the link to whatever you want to a proxy, authorize them to buy it via your credit card or PayPal or whatever, and then it gets shipped to them and then you. So if you find something on a site that doesn't have international shipping, or isn't supposed to be sold outside of Japan, you can use a proxy to get it. This is how you would get stuff from the Aniplex, like, merch store, since the Japanese version of it sells Twist stuff. I personally use Japan Rabbit and love them. I've been using them since they were still called White Rabbit Express. That being said, though, using a proxy can get expensive because of fees and shipping. This is for, like, special occasions and merch you want to make sure you get. When I got the Valentine's merch, like, in the past, I used to get it every year, I used a proxy every single time. Then when I got the Diasomnia class ring, I used a proxy. I didn't want to try and find those things on the secondhand market, so I did the pre-order stuff through a proxy. Option 6, WorldShopping. Now, some websites have a proxy baked into them. WorldShopping is that proxy. These sites basically have it set up so you can buy through WorldShopping, but, like, still be on the place's website? I don't know, I've only used it once. But I've seen this quite a few times, so I want to bring it up. My experience with them was fine, but lord, can they get extremely expensive. The convenience is great, but honestly, I would shop around and see if other proxies can get you the item for a bit cheaper. I know Qpot's website has this, as well as Mila's, I don't know how you pronounce that, the shoe place. But when I bought from Qpot, I used Japan Rabbit, so if you want to use a website using WorldShopping, but you don't want to use WorldShopping, you can absolutely go to a different proxy and use them instead. Option 7, OtakuHouse. If you're specifically looking for Gucci items, I've only used them once, but OtakuHouse will sometimes have Twist ones. I used this for some of the makeup items. It was a good experience, but again, I've only used them once, so I don't have much else to say about them. Option 8, stuff other people have said. So on stream, as I was going through all this, people were also saying their go-to, so this is what they said. These are options I haven't personally used, but my viewers said they have, and it was fine, but again, I've not used it, so like I can't really speak to it personally. A few people said they use Mercari. I'm gonna be real, I've never used Mercari at all, ever. I think it's like eBay, so take some precautions, I honestly don't know. eBay was also another option I saw one or two people say. I've used eBay for like other things, they are how I got my Haunted Mansion Crocs. It's eBay, take some precautions, you know. For doujins, I know Frill, aka Rakuma, and Booth both have some, and it looks like you can get other stuff on Rakuma too. You'll need a proxy for both of these websites though, and those are the options I feel comfortable talking about. There are some options out there that I don't feel comfy talking about because the companies don't seem great, or the people behind it seem a little, not fantastic. And then there's other ones that I vaguely know about, but have never used, like Zen Market or Rakuten, or Tenso and their associated mailbox service thing, or Amazon JP. There's a lot of ways to get official merch, especially secondhand. Hopefully one of these works out for you, so go forth and shop. Or if you're like me and like a challenge, you can try and make your own. I'll do videos on that later, but anyways, I hope this video helped you in some way. Thank you everyone for watching, and a very special thank you to my channel members and Twitch subs. Your support helps me to continue to make these videos. If you'd like early access to my videos, consider becoming a channel member. Patrons and Ko-fi members can get my scripts early before I record them. I livestream over on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Thanks again guys, and I'll see y'all later.